A very warm welcome to Newspaper Analysis Townhall. So today is World Environment Day. Can you guess what is the theme of this year's World Environment Day? So it is Beat Plastic Pollution. Now the first news that we will discuss and analyze is related to census. So the last census was conducted in 2011 and it is generally conducted at the gap of 10 years. But it should have been conducted in 2021 but was deferred due to COVID pandemic. And that is why now the government has said that it will conclude the present census by March 2027. Now, if we look at some of the important prelims fact from this census article, then two facts that stand out. Number one, that this is going to be India's first digital census. Second is, this is going to be first in independent India that will include caste enumeration as well. The last census that enumerated caste was 1931 under British India. Now let us look at some of the basic concepts and facts related to census as a topic. So what is census? Census is official enumeration of population, recording their information such as age, gender, occupation, etc. And this time we are recording the caste as well, which is happening for the first time in independent India. Now, which law governs the conduction of census? It is Census Act 1948 and Census Rule 1990. Who conducts the census? Office of Registrar General and Census Commissioner, which comes under Ministry of Home Affairs. Now, let us also look that this census will be conducted in two phases. So in phase 1, there will be listing of houses, and in phase 2, there will be population enumeration, recording the information. There are two reference dates that government has provided. One is March 1, 2027, and second is October 1, 2026, which is for snowbound areas in states or UTs like Ladakh, Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand. So here census will be conducted a little before. Now if you see the historical evolution of census in India, then the first census was conducted in 1872 and it was called non-synchronous census. Now, what is non-synchronous and what is the difference between synchronous and non-synchronous? So if census is conducted in different parts of any country at different time, then it is called non-synchronous census. So let us say the census is being conducted in UP in the month of January and in Madhya Pradesh it is conducted in the month of October. It will be called non-synchronous census. Why? It is little bit inaccurate also because some of the population might have migrated between two states. Now the first synchronous census was conducted in 1881. Now the 2011 census was 15th census. This also you can remember, this is an important fact. Now let us see what is a caste census. Caste census where people self-report their caste identity across all caste groups. Because in a general census, we were already recording scheduled caste and scheduled tribe identity. In 2011, we conducted a socio-economic caste census. Now let us see how this socio-economic caste census is different from this caste census that is about to happen. Number one, this socio-economic caste census was conducted by Ministry of Rural Development, but this caste census is going to be conducted by Registrar General. And this socio-economic caste census was not part of 2011 census. It was just a parallel exercise, but it is going to be legally the part of caste census. Now this census is also related to delimitation. Why? Let us first understand what is delimitation. Delimitation is the redrawing of the boundaries of Lok Sabha and State Assembly constituency, right? So this delimitation happens on the basis of census data. Currently, all the seats and all the boundaries are frozen on the basis of 1971 census. Now, once this data will come in 2027, it can begin the exercise of delimitation. So, the states may add Lok Sabha seat if their population has increased. But reverse is also true. So as you can see these points that there can be redistribution of seats, realignment of constitutional boundaries, and possible increase in total number of seats. Now the census can be used for targeted welfare scheme based on real caste and economic data. It is also critical for reservation debates, especially OBC quota reform, because it would be based on the accurate data that will come about the number of people from particular caste that fall under OBC. It will also help rationalize development funding and governance. However, there are challenges why government was not inclined earlier to conduct this caste census, because it can solidify the caste identity. It can lead to polarization in society. Now, in conduction of census, what can be the challenge is digital divide. As we have already said that this is going to be first digital census. So there can be a challenge of digital divide. Okay, so that was all that was there in today's article about census. Now let us look at our next topic, and this topic is BESS, that is battery energy storage system. Now in this article, there is an explanation about why we must adopt battery energy storage system rapidly and how it will benefit India in its energy security. So let us just have a look at the basics of the concept. Now, what is battery energy storage system? Now, battery energy storage system is a technology that allows the energy, especially from solar energy and wind energy, to be stored in batteries and dispatched when needed. Right? So the energy that is coming from either solar or wind is going to be stored in batteries that will be used when needed, right? Now, there are some key terms that you should know before we go into this article. Energy storage. So energy storage is capturing energy or electricity for use at a later time. So every inverter has a battery. So what this battery does, it stores energy when light goes out, right? So you can understand like that. Grid stability. We will be using this term grid a lot in this article. Ability of power system to maintain balance between supply and demand of electricity at all time. Right? Then there is peak load management. Peak load management is again related to grid and reducing pressure on the grid when the demand during high demand period by releasing stored energy. Right, then yes, this is critical mineral, time shifting, viability gap funding. When government gives grant to bridge the difference between project cost and expected revenue so that that project can be made commercially viable. Now let us look at why this battery energy storage system is central to renewable energy sector. Look, renewable energy like solar energy or wind energy is variable. It generates power only when the sun and wind is available. Now what this battery energy storage system does, it stores the excess energy and release it during non-generation hours. For example, it can release it during night when there is no availability of sunlight, right? So it enables 24/7 green power delivery, and it integrates the renewable energy into normal grid. What is the major challenge that we are facing currently is we do not have proper storage of renewable energy. So what happens? There is a lot of wastage of renewable energy when it is overproduced. So it can curtail the wastage also. Now, what is the link between battery energy storage system and India's energy security? If we improve the battery energy storage, then obviously there will be reduction in the need of energy that is coming from burning coal. So it will reduce the dependence on coal and oil imports. It will enhance the resilience of national grid against demand shocks, as we have already discussed that during the period of high demand, we can release energy through battery energy storage system. It enables distributed energy system in remote areas, right? So we can create various storage system in various part of the country. So it was going to be a very decentralized system. There is not going to be few major grids that will determine the supply of energy or electricity, right? So BESS is not just a technical tool, but it is a key enabler in energy sovereignty. That is why it is very important. And see that India is targeting 500 gigawatt of non-fossil energy target by 2030. In that, government has targeted 47 gigawatt of battery energy storage system by 2032. And these are various ways through which governments wants to do, by giving viability gap funding, by creating national framework for energy storage, by creating these BESS, that is battery energy storage system in renewable energy parks, and by giving waiver on transmission charge between various state 1 or state 2. Now, these are some of the pilot initiatives that are there. Now let us also look at some of the challenges that are there. First of all, the challenge is high capital cost, and there is limited domestic technology that is available to make these energy systems, and there is lack of clear regulation, and there is lot of import dependence for critical minerals like lithium and cobalt that will be used to make batteries. And there is limited awareness about these, and there is limited R&D ecosystem in India. What we can do, we can build our local battery supply chain, and we need to scale up projects that are the pilot projects that are going to national level. We need to boost public-private partnership and also philanthropic partnership for innovation and scaling. And we also need to enhance our international cooperation on technology transfer and mineral access. So that was there all in this article that is discussed. Thank you for joining. And if you have any question, you can put down in comments.